To click or to double click? That is the question. You or your students have probably wondered when it is best to double click or single click. I will briefly explain the various forms of clicking: left, right, single, double, shift, and control. You only need to single click on folder icons in the Start menu to open one of them, or to open a program in the Start menu. So a single click will activate any of those items, as well as items in the taskbar, such as Internet Explorer, only needs a single click. Double click most files to open the files, such as your file folders in your Documents folder or in your H drive, or to open a program from within your Documents folder, such as a Word document. Then you would need to double click. So essentially, clicking once on an icon will select it. Double clicking says to use it. As a safe bet, the computer requires you to double click so it knows you want to run something and that it wasn't a mistake. Anything on the internet requires only one click. You can double click on a link, but it isn't necessary. It will take you there with just one click. You can run into trouble if you double click, especially if you ever decide to purchase something online, and you might end up getting 2 items instead of 1. So as you can see here, I am just single clicking, and it's taking me to the various locations that I want to go. I do not need to double click. To select a group of items on the desktop, click a vacant spot besides one of the icons and drag and you'll see a rectangular box appear. Once the items are highlighted or selected, you can click on one and it will move them all together as a group. This can be handy if you want to take the whole group and do the same thing with it. Instead of individually deleting an item, you can highlight the item, all 4 of them, let's say, and click the delete, right click and choose delete, and they will all be deleted. Or you can move them to another location, another folder, and they will all go together instead of having to do it one at a time. If you go to your Documents folder and you want to select all the items in the folder, you can single click on the top item, hold the Shift key down, single click on the bottom item, and the whole list is selected at once. If you want to deselect the list, just click outside and it'll go away. If you want to select random items but not the entire list, you single click on one, hold the Control key, click on the next one you want to select, the next one you want to select, the next one you want to select. As long as you're holding the Control key down, they will all stay selected. If you decide, oh, I don't want this one, you can still hold the Control key, click on it again, and it'll deselect it without unselecting the others that are highlighted. If you want to deselect them all, just click somewhere outside there in the window and they will all be deselected. The term click or clicking always refers to the left mouse button unless the right mouse button is referred to specifically. If I single click with the right mouse button on the desktop, as you see here, a menu will pop up, a context-sensitive menu, that is, a menu whose contents change depending on which item you click. And these menus are designed to give users quick access to a range of commands. And you see here, this is just for choices of desktop commands that I can go to. If I have a Word document open, for example, the commands will be different. I could highlight an item, and you can see now I have some editing commands that have appeared. Often these same menu or commands here are up in the menus, so you have a choice of various locations to find the same thing. Test out right-clicking everywhere, on a vacant spot on the Windows desktop, on a program icon, on a folder icon, on a document icon, on a menu icon, or a toolbar item. You won't always find a menu available, but when you do, you'll often discover neat shortcuts to commands that would otherwise require multiple clicks to access. No programs use a double click of the right mouse button. It's always a single click. Hovering the mouse over an item will give you information about the item, such as details of the size of the item, when it was created or modified. So without clicking, just hovering over an item with the cursor, you can find information about the item. So I hope I've answered some of the questions of single clicking, double clicking, and the various things clicking can do.